Welcome to another episode and video on my walking robot Mirft2 based on the fischertechnik TXT controller running embedded Linux and programmed in Python using OpenCV for images with a USB camera and equipped with two front sensors, touch sensors, which should respond to objects placed in front or more or less in front. I have already started the controller, logged into it, and this is the controller that has to be put into the default user interface in order to be able to walk and give some imaging. Now, last time it showed that it takes a sharp curve to the right and then does something. So the big question is now, why does it take a sharp turn to the right? But let's first see if it does anything. Oh, right, and another thing that I want to solve is the authentication, because I still have to make sure I still have to give a password for the SSH authentication for image copying, and that's a nuisance because it should happen automatically, so that I know that the movements are fluent. But anyway, let's see what happens first. Press enter on the program. Connecting. Camera is connected. Very nice. And it stops. And it says no front sensors touched. No, that's not true. It says front sensor 2 is touched. And that's about it. So it does sense a touch sensor. That's on the positive side. But again, it has a strong strong will to go to the right. But why? What's wrong with it? It should go in a straight line. Anyway, let's do it again. Oh, and by the way, I didn't get a password, so let's have a short look at the code. Should it provide with a password or anything else? Question is no, because there's only one camera action in this code and that is commented out, so no password yet. Apart from that, let's run it again. Take this one away, and what will happen now with the code or with the object and robot? Okay, it says no front sensor 2 detected. So that is front sensor 2, and it gives the sound. So basically that works. Now what will happen when I do just this? it just stops front sensor 2. Front sensor 2, but that was the other one. Hold on. Let me change this. And okay, let me replace it with this one. And do it again. Wait a bit for action. It says front sensor 2. But it was this one and not that one. So that's a bit of a mystery. Alright, let's go to authentication, see if that makes a difference. Because I want imaging. I am back at experimental tabletop, and I have to deal with a few things. First explanation. I have now managed, as you can see here, to copy an existing image to the laptop I'm using, and it turns out that somehow very logical, but most things are logical when you reason about it. The authorization has to be in the direction that you want to copy. So the RSA authorized key, public version of that, I had to copy it to the laptop, which is now in authorized keys, and now I can do that. There is a catch, however. If you follow my channel, then you know that I have two robots using a TXT controller. Obviously this one, but also the Discovery. So the big question is, since I want to use authorized keys for both robots, do I need, question mark, do I need to do that every time for both of them? Time will tell. Now this is set for this one. So that works. There's not a problem. And the problem is the image on the oscilloscope. I have put it with probes on the inputs of the sensors, and last time it gave a very nice signal. No such thing now. Now in the previous segment you noticed that it detected on the second front sensor, which is very nice indeed. And let me see if I can, yes, here no front sensor, no front sensor, and then in the end, wherever the end may be, it says front sensor 2. In other words, that works. So now going to the second one, very fast, and in the end it says front sensor 2. So that one works. However, this was not this sensor, it was this sensor that I tested, which should be front sensor 1. So now the big question is, does it work at all? Alright, so in order to test that, I have to use ROBOPro, and let's see if that, okay, that is still this one, very good, and they are now both not touched, so let me touch it. 3, and I almost threw over a camera. Anyway, 3 and 2. No problem there, clearly. So I have to disable this one now. That means that they both work. Oops. And now you see a signal. And I did not change anything with the cables, nor with the probes. So once again, a very big question. Why does it work now? Why didn't it work before? Honestly, I have not a clue. So now when I press it, one goes flat, and when I press the second one, it goes flat. So I'm a little bit in the dark here, but let's go back to the floor test on the floor, and see if imaging, which now goes without me having to type a password, influences the whole thing. And that may be getting very interesting indeed. So let's go back there. Alright, back on the floor. And with authentication successfully set, let's see how things develop. Pressing enter on the script. And what does it do? Does it go in error? No, it runs. And it stops at front sensor 2. Time to check if it has actually copied a nice image. No, it hasn't. Oh, right, because I disabled it. So I am going to enable the copying, the camera action, and do it again. Because that is what it is about. Now it consequently says action, front sensor 2. So I am going to remove this one and put this one more here. And let's see whatever happens. And now with camera. No. Okay, corrective action. And it doesn't do a thing, to my surprise. Okay, so now I put it straight to the sensor, and it says this one, not that one. So this is a bit odd. Also, well, what I like is that it ends with a sound, quite audibly. But on the oscilloscope was very clearly to see that both sensors do work. Be it after checking with ROBOPro, but apart from that, they do work. So how can I make sure that it really works? And I see one foot has come off, which is from this one. Okay, fixed. Now this one there, and let's check again. Will it or won't it? Do I have to take corrective measures? Well, let's put it here. It says front sensor 2. Wait a second, the last time I put it here and it says front sensor 2. Do I make a coding mistake? Could be very well. But it also copied stuff. So I think it's more than time to check into some imaging and to check the code on this, because they can't be both front sensor 2, obviously. Okay, so audibly sound, but again front sensor 2, so let's take a look at that first. Oh right, 2 very successful image copying. Anyway, front sensor 2, input 2, input 1 and input 2. And the very first one, which is right here, is 0 for the controller, but 1, no, yeah, that would be 0, but this is text input 0 and this is 1 and 2, and so that's alright with me, at least I think it is. Yeah, otherwise it would be 1 and 0 and 1, yeah. Anyway, I have to check about this one. No front sensor 1. If front sensor 1 state yes, and here front sensor front 2, yeah, as far as I can see, this is quite alright. I should actually take these out. Oh, no, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter at all, because I'm not using counter 0 and 1 and actively. So it's still strange that it only detects or reports 1 or 2, I mean 2. But having said stuff like this, see, this is what has been copied. So let's check on that. No, I want this, and then once again the gray images are still no good. These images are, so let's use display from ImageMagick, and take the first one and the last one. So this is 16. Yes. Nice image. And the last one, which is 1840, which shows me interfering with an object. So, and this is one of the legs of the tripod, not for this camera but for the video camera. So this clearly shows it works. Still leaving mystery. Corrupt, yeah, that's also something that I really don't get. Corrupt data. It shows, so how can it be corrupt? Well, yeah, they're not going to real life corruption, but this is, if it is a premature end, it shouldn't show, but it clearly does show. Right. This brings us to more testing, because, or actually gray imaging, yeah, gray imaging will be the same. But since this strange effect happens on the front sensor, I need to test more about it. And maybe I just hold it and press it and see whatever happens. I think that is a better way. So yeah, let's go there. Oh. So before I continue, I want to apologize for a lot of static during this screencast. It only happens with one specific laptop and I have no idea what it causes. But on with the test. And I want to specifically test this one. So, starting the program again. And it works. Yep. So and it detects front sensor 2. Oh wait, if I only do this. This is an important thing, of course. These two shouldn't interfere. So let's do it again. That would be very silly if that was the cause of it. Extremely silly. It ends and still says front sensor 2 or front sensor 2 detected. So now I do this one and I'm very curious what will happen. Because this would not make any sense. So this should be front sensor 1 detected now. Alright, put things straight. and please do work. I think I have to replace a battery. Ouch. Right, battery replaced. Time to resume the test with this sensor only. And I don't want to see that. That was a clear screen flash. Which is no good. Now it works again. And that is no good. No good either. Alright, so and now I do this one. Yeah, there's hardly any friction on the floor, but this shows that it doesn't work at all. So I cancelled the program. What to do? Back to ROBOPro for a moment. So I keep this running and I go back to ROBOPro. Interface test. So what do I see now? I3, which is correct, and now I see I2. They both work. No problem. So then why do both show front sensor 2 detected? Makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I'm really riddled. Alright, then I do it manually without an object. I don't care at the moment. Network error. Second attempt. This one works, so actually holding and pressing this. And it doesn't do a thing. And now it says front sensor 2. It says front sensor 2. I start again and hold this one longer. See what it does. If it does do anything at all. Okay. Luckily that the floor is quite frictionless. And now I even hold the sensor in my hand, which is not the intention. Alright, I have to check the algorithm again because this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. Last part for this video. I really need to check for the last time, for now, on the algorithm, because this really doesn't make sense. If front sensor 1 state is 1, then say front sensor all full stop. If front sensor 2 is state 1, say front sensor 2. Well, they behave a little bit differently, because first it stops and then it says front sensor 1, but yeah, right. If I remove this one, no, what did I do? Oh, I removed there. Yeah, I need this one, and I put it right here. Now it's more or less the same, but still a mystery. Anyway, I am out of time for this video. So what did I do? Continuing the floor test and having a problem with the front sensors. Then it on the oscilloscope it says nothing, and after ROBOPro test it does sense them. I have managed to set the automatic authentication using RSA public keys, so now I don't have to put my password in, but front sensors are a nightmare right now. Why is it every time which sensor, no matter which sensor I take, this one or this one, it says front sensor 2, which doesn't make any sense, of course. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Leave a comment anywhere you would like. Very much appreciated. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. You can also become a patron and have make a pledge and have your name mentioned. For more information, see my website. And this is going to be continued. Bye bye. Nope.